I'm like Santa Claus for ponds. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful day, guys, and we were back out here cleaning today. Well, this morning, we're in Newton, Massachusetts, and this is the pond we affectionately call the Godzilla pond. This property, this home and water feature originally were built by a famous producer who is credited with bringing Godzilla to America. He's also credited with discovering Sophia Loren and kickstarting her career. She's a very famous actress if you don't know. But this has been a customer of ours for a long time. This backyard used to be filled with Hollywood stars having parties. It's kind of crazy to think about that looking at it now, but at one point this was a thriving hotspot. The portion of the house over here, the producer used to bring home movies before they went to the big screens, and all the kids in the neighborhood would be able to come over and watch the films with their personal showing before it even hit theaters. So pretty cool, kind of historic backyard. And this pond we maintain. It looks pretty crummy right now. We just showed up, just waking up from a long winter sleep. We're gonna do a spring cleaning on it, get it going. And we have 10 new beautiful baby koi that are gonna call this their new home. We're gonna get into it. So as you can see, we've got the water pulled out of the pond. We saved about 400 gallons of clear water. That's in that tank right there, getting topped off with the garden hose. That's holding the 10 baby koi that are moving in. We took the rest of the water and we filled our 1,000-gallon tank right there. We're gonna use all of that for flushing. This pond is very messy. It's a formal concrete pond. We're just working on picking out all the large debris and handfuls of muck and algae. Once we get the rest of the water out and the big stuff out by hand, we're gonna come in with the power washer and you'll see us basically liquefy any of the muck and algae that's left, and then we're gonna flush it all out with that water in the 1,000-gallon tank. So I got Sixto in the pond right now, power washing, as you can see, pressure washing, whatever you wanna call it. He is basically liquefying all of that muck, fish poop, pine needles, decomposing leaves, whatever's in there that we couldn't easily grab and remove by hand. He's churning it up. He's getting it blasted all to billions of pieces, liquefying it. So we'll be able to take that tank with the almost 1,000 gallons of water in it and flush it all out as we pump it out. This will be our discharge. You can see it's already pumped out a bunch of muck. So all that stuff is all over the bottom of the pond. And there's a couple of reasons for that. The first and foremost is there is no sort of skimmer or skimming action on this pond whatsoever. It's a submersible pump that sits on the bottom of the pond. So anything that falls in there, mulch, grass clippings from when the yard gets trimmed, pine needles, leaves, flower petals. We even found a sock in there today. Anything that falls in the water is gonna stay in the water unless it's manually removed, which they're not doing, and we don't come here to do it weekly or bi-weekly. So everything that's landed in that pond all last year has got waterlogged and sunk to the bottom and has been decomposing. Once the system gets turned off for the winter, and it's not filtering anymore, all of that stuff really starts to break down and it turns the water tea color and it becomes sludge all over the place. So the point of a spring cleaning, especially on a pond with a submersible pump that's just on the bottom or a formal feature like this, we got to get in there, remove all of that stuff and get a clean slate so the pond has a successful summer this year. The solution to pollution is dilution. Right now we are flushing. Basically we're diluting and rinsing down all of that muck that Sixto just liquefied by pressure washing. Slowly but surely, we're flushing it all out to this green pump, which is discharging over there into the yard. Because this is a flat bottom formal feature, it takes a lot of work to get these things clean. So we're gonna have to do this a few times. We're gonna have to do a bunch of shop vacuuming. As you can see, Sixto's manually removing all the leaves and pine needles that are getting drawn to the pump. As that keeps sucking out this mucky water, it's carrying the solids to the pump and he's pulling it off so the pump can still suck. We can just get this thing clean little bit by little bit. All right, next up, we're gonna get the rest of this water out. That big flush we just did got 99% of all the muck and algae out of here, so there's just a little bit of debris we're gonna hand pick, and then this thing's ready to start going back together. We got a pump over in the corner down there, that submersible pump I was telling you about. It's a solids handling pump, so it is the right pump to sit on the bottom of your pond. It's not the ideal situation, but it's what you can do in a situation with a formal feature like this where you can't have a skimmer without doing some major surgery. We've got a biological pouring urn right here. So this is the biological filter. A bunch of media goes in there. We'll show you that. But this has a little bit of a waterfall, sucks from that pump down below, pumps through all the biological media, pours back into the pond, and the combination of this and the aquatic plants, that's what keeps the water nice and clean all year long. It could use some more aquatic plants. We're going to talk to the homeowner about that. And also there's a new custom cut biological spillway bowl that I think would replace this really nicely. Get a bigger filter in here with a more dramatic, beautiful waterfall that looks a little more fitting for this situation. So we're going to talk to them about that. But yeah, we're almost there, guys. We are all done. The pond is up and running, nice and clean. The 10 new fish are in there exploring. You can see we've got a mass migration going on. They're all checking out their new home together. Super exciting. These are some cool fish. That tipped over urn right there, that's the biological waterfall filter. There used to be 2 of those, but unfortunately, there used to be 2 of those. Unfortunately, due to time and weather, one of them broke. So we've got 1 running right now, but this is what we're thinking about proposing to the customer. I want to know what you guys think. So this is a custom cut spillway bowl, biological filter. I think if we replace that urn with one of these, that's a 40-inch bowl, I think it would look really awesome. The color of the bowl will tie into all of the mossy rock work, and they'll have a much more dramatic waterfall, and it's a larger filter, so it'll keep the pond even cleaner. But if we'll walk over there real quick, I can show you the insides. Inside, you can see there's a couple bags of biomedia and a biomat. It's plumbed into the back. The water flows through all of that media, comes out the front. It's piped in the back. Water flows through all of that media, where all the beneficial bacteria and microorganisms do all of their magic work, working with Mother Nature, not against her, and it keeps this water nice and clean. When they had 2 filters, obviously it was more filtered, so the water stayed cleaner. This is a new issue as of late last year, so I think it's time we upgrade this. But I want to know in the comments below, guys, what do you think? You like the single urn, double urn, or should we upgrade to that custom cut spillway bowl? Definitely let us know. So I think this is probably the best way we could have upgraded this pond. It being built sometime in the 50s, there wasn't like a blueprint on how to build a pond or a water feature. Each contractor did whatever they wanted and made it to the best of their ability. So this thing has basically lasted the test of time. We've had to do a little bit of repair work. We've had to recoat it since the concrete was leaking at one point. By adding aquatic plants, submersible pump, biological filtration, getting the bottom graveled in, adding beneficial bacteria treatments, we've been able to salvage what was more of a stagnant pool and turn it into a beautiful, thriving ecosystem for this homeowner. It's got underwater LED lights, beautiful lilies. This thing looks amazing midsummer. It's definitely an upgrade from what was here before. I'm sure when it was originally built, it had a beautiful fountain in the middle or something, and it was awesome. But for what it is now, doing it this way, I think is the best option. That's a wrap for this project, guys. We've got 1 more cleaning to do today, so I'm gonna leave you here. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and all that stuff. But I got work to do, so I'm out of here.